think you should be.
Hello everybody, it's Gary here and I'm back with yet another tip video for Paragon, and today I'm going to help you on how to jungle. This is going to be for newcomers to the game, or as usual people who want to change from carry or assassin to jungle. So listen up to the top 7 tips that I can give you on how to jungle in Monolith. So the first one is the same as usual: who should you choose? So you've got the obvious ones of Khaimera, Rampage, Grux, Feng Mao. They're all the obvious junglers, really effective in the jungle. Got great health regen, good damage, so use them if you're pretty new. But we've also got loads of new heroes that Epic Games have brought out, so don't be afraid to switch it up. So we've got people like Aurora, who's a carry, a melee carry, but she's always also good in the jungle. Countess can jungle. We've got Greystone. I wouldn't necessarily choose him just because he's better on offlane, and you don't want to waste those abilities in the jungle. Is just my opinion. We've also got Kwang, who I really like in the jungle. I think his abilities really help him out. He's got health regen, which is very important in the jungle, so keep an eye out for him when looking for someone to use in the jungle. Serath is also really good in the jungle. She's also a melee carry, but you can also use her. She's really good. And Sevarog, who also gets used quite a bit, I've seen in Monolith recently. So keep an eye out for him as well. They're all the best ones. In my opinion, Khaimera and Rampage, you just can't beat them in the jungle. They've got brilliant health regen, brilliant abilities. They can gank, they've got escapes. Khaimera hasn't got escape, but his health regen really helps him to stay alive. Rampage has an escape and a boulder throw. You know what their abilities are, but those two are the standout people for the jungle. Tip number 2 is your beginning deck is very important. You need lots of health regen to stay alive early game in the jungle and to stay there as long as you can. Make sure you've got health potions, maybe mana potions if you're Khaimera and you want to use his ability to speed up his hits. That's a really good idea. But use that health regen. That is so important. I usually take 2 health potions and something like a cast token or something like, or even a health token to stay alive just that little bit longer, because you need to maximize your CXP early game. People on lanes will be getting a lot more than you, so you need to maximize that as much as possible. Tip number 3 is help out on lanes. You know, I'm a very big advocate of helping out on lanes. If your teammate backs, then help on that lane. If the lane is being pushed, help on that lane. I can't stress that enough. Just because you are a jungler does not mean you have to stay there and kill the minions. It's a team game, as I've always said, and you need to help out your teammates. If you can see 3 enemies pushing the lane, get to it as quickly as possible. If someone spams, I need help left lane, get to that lane. It's your job to support your teammates. Also, look for gank opportunities. That's also your job. My video yesterday said about assassins looking for opportunities. Same thing with your junglers. You need to look for opportunities to get behind enemies, take them out, and then the carry can push the lane, or whoever's on that lane can push it. So keep an eye on the map. Tip number 4, run in a circle around minions. It sounds a bit silly, but this will help you stay alive a lot longer than just standing in one spot. So when you're killing the minion camp, run round in a circle, and as you'll see, the minions will run around after you, so that will stop them from hitting you, and you won't take as much damage. It's a really, really clever tip. Keeps your health up, makes you stay alive in the jungle a lot longer, and you can maximise your CXP. Number 5. Have a guess what this one is. It's warding. Yeah, ward the jungle. It's incredibly helpful to the team, especially because you've got so much vision in the middle of the map. Like you can ward the lanes, you can ward near to the lanes, but if you are warding in the middle of the jungle, it gives you so much help, especially if you're going to invade. It's quite an advanced tactic, and I wouldn't recommend it for new players, but if you're invading the enemy jungle, drop a ward down. It gives you so much vision on the map. I can't stress that one enough, so keep an eye out for your wards. Make sure that you are putting them in your jungle and your enemy jungle. Number 6, get the jungle buffs. These are very, very important new additions to the game in Monolith. It doesn't matter which jungle buff is out, make sure that the enemy team don't get it. That's the biggest advice I can give. Even if it's invisibility, and it won't necessarily help you out in the jungle, make sure that you don't let the enemy team get it, because they're so valuable. Especially black buff and red buff. Black buff is the best one in my opinion. That will kill an enemy easily if you've got a lot of power on you. And final tip, tip number 7, keep the enemy on their toes. Knowing your role is the biggest part of Paragon at the moment. It's very crucial that you know what your job is and when to do it. It takes a lot of practice, but if you can keep the enemy from pushing their lanes too much, you always want to be aware that there is a jungler out there and that they could get ganked. That's the best thing you can do. Keep going to the lane, just make sure they know that you're there. It's a bit of a sly tactic, but it really works and stops people from pushing lanes, in my opinion. That's what I've seen anyway. So I hope you enjoy those tips. Just some very basic tips to help you get around in the jungle. As I say, I'd use Khaimera and Rampage if you're new to it, because they will help you get used to it really quickly. Going to be bringing out some more tip videos in the future. Possibility of a Grim in mid lane. Other things like that. Just some really different tactics that for advanced players, because I've brought out a few tips for newcomers and things like that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. As usual, drop a like and sub to the channel if you're new. Drop a comment on your favourite hero and your favourite jungler. So I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.